How's it going out there, everyone? W.F.S here, and I have a question for all of you. Do any of you know a good joke?
There was a young lady from Vienna. I always wanted to finish this.
No, I'm talking about a joke. You know, a stupid idea that someone has come up with or some company has come up with, thinking that it's a brilliant piece of work, a brilliant idea, or a great story, and we look at them and go,
"You must be joking."
Do I look like I'm joking?
coming up with an original story idea and a decent storyline and calling it a prequel is one thing, but continuously beating the prequel to death drives me insane. First we had Star Trek Enterprise, a prequel to the entire Star Trek franchise. Then, of course, everyone's favorite prequel, Star Trek Discovery. And then, of course, there's finally the prequel to the original Star Trek series, Star Trek Strange New Worlds. You know, I don't know about all of you, but I'm just so sick and tired of all the prequels. And I think George Carlin may have been onto something when he was referring to the prefix pre.
Pre-qualified, pre-planned, pre-screened. You know what I tell these people? Pre-suck my genital situation.
In case you haven't figured it out, I'm really sick and tired of all the prequels. And I really think that anyone who promotes the idea of making anything new regarding prequels really has problems, like Screen Rant here, my favorite go-to whenever I want to rant. Strange New Worlds. Success proves Star Trek needs a TNG prequel show.
Nice fresh milk. Here it comes. Nothing's coming out, though.
When it comes to modern day Star Trek, CBS, Paramount, and Secret Hideout have milked this franchise to death. I don't think they can squeeze any more milk from this cash cow. But unfortunately, Screen Rant seems to be one of those organizations that seems to believe that we can squeeze more from it, and the genius idea we have from them is another prequel. And this prequel has to do with Picard. That's right, we need a TNG prequel regarding Picard and his adventures aboard the Stargazer.
It's the Stargazer. It's my old ship. How did you find it?
It was a derelict, adrift in space on the far side of this star system.
Let's be honest about this. Modern day Star Trek hasn't had the best of luck with its prequels, and Strange New Worlds is one of the best at ripping off from previous shows. So if they decided to turn Picard's Stargazer into another series, what would they ruin from the next generation? Screen Rant would argue that there's really no room for them to screw up, and no room for them to make any mistakes like they've done in Strange New Worlds, but I would disagree with that. Again, modern day Star Trek, and I know a lot of people hate that term, modern day Star Trek, but it is what it is. Modern day Star Trek has a history of taking from other shows and borrowing the characters that don't belong in that show and putting them there and rewriting the history to fit the purpose of the current show, which is what my fear would be in something like Star Trek Stargazer. And on a different note, I'm sorry people, but when I look at this ship, it looks like an afterthought. The Stargazer is an ugly vessel. I honestly don't know what the purpose would be to be making this prequel, Star Trek Stargazer, as Screen Rant would argue. I just don't see the reason behind it. I don't see any logical purpose here. We already have a very good story with Next Generation. Let's leave it alone. Thank you, Screen Rant, for your nice idea, but I personally think it's time to pass on it. Honestly, Star Trek is wearing thin, and it may be time for it to be put into hypersleep for a little while until some fresh ideas come along. Bleeding off of each show to try and make something else, it's just not going to work anymore. We need a break from it. We need fresh material, new ideas, and we need a clean start. And Stargazer does not do it for me. I would love to know what you think about this. So please drop those comments below and let me know. And until the next time, God bless.